Hello guys and welcome to another breezy shoutcast. As you can see, this isn't Warcraft 3, I've switched format to StarCraft 2. Really enjoying StarCraft 2 at the moment. The competitive scene for it is just amazing. Esports is loving it and it's booming at the moment. Nothing but growth planned for this game for the next like 10 years, I'd imagine. I have a TvP for you. That's a Terran versus Protoss between Diestar in the top right hand spawn location as the purple Terran, and Verdi in the bottom left spawn location as the teal Protoss. I'm not going to be biased towards Protoss at all, as I do play them. Protoss, love them, but yeah, no bias here whatsoever, so you can count that out. I haven't seen a lot of Verdi's play, so I'm looking forward to see what this guy can do. Diestar, I know from previous Craft Cup and Go4sc2 tournaments, is a very, very strong Terran player, so I'm looking forward to see what this guy can pull off straight away. He is beginning to wall off his ramp straight away, leading down to the natural expansion, with a supply depot and a barracks. Looking in towards the base of Verdi, he's just chrono boosting probes out right now. He's got his first gateway in production. Probe is heading up towards the map to do some scouting towards Diestar's base. That's quite an early scout. Refinery coming in from Diestar, so he's going for that early gas. Sending his own scout out by the looks of things. That SCV's just heading out of his base. Looks like these probes are going to do a little bit of a fist bump on the way in. Probe's heading straight in towards Diestar's base now. Just getting a bit of a cheeky look around, seeing what's going on. He knows that barracks in production at the top of the ramp. Going towards the mineral line, he sees that the one refinery is down but the other isn't, so he's very sneakily going to steal that and put an assimilator down on that geyser. That may hamper Diestar's opening play depending on what he was going for. If he needed that second gas, that's going to be very annoying for him. Marines straight away coming out from that barracks and being rallied towards the assimilator, so he wants to take that down straight away. It looks like he does want that early refinery. Verdi keeping his probe at this Naga watchtower just to get that line of sight around Diestar's base, so if any units do start flooding across the map, he's going to know about it straight away and have time to aptly respond. The SCV is in the base of Verdi right now, getting a good look at what's going on. He has seen that there are two assimilators going down, so he's going to know he's going quite heavy gas play early on. Cybernetic score just completing for Verdi. No warp gate research as of yet. Robotics facility, very early robotics facility coming down after just one gateway. No other gateways in production at the moment, so looks like he could be going for some immortal play, maybe some very early Colossus if he does manage to get to that. Still no warp gate research being put in just yet from Verdi. If you take a look at the base of Diestar, that assimilator's shields have gone down and the paint is just being ripped off it. Straight away that SCV gets ready to put down the second refinery. He doesn't want to waste any time getting that gas that he's been denied for the first 4.5 minutes of this game. We do have one barracks producing marines still. That'll bring him up to 5 marines. Factory now down with a helium being produced. That's probably going to be very problematic for Verdi if he decides to go for some early harassment there. And a start port play coming up for it, so it's a 1-1-1 from Diestar at the moment. Going back towards the base of Verdi, he has observers coming out from his robotics facility. Warp gate research is about 15% completed. Stalker's just chasing an SCV across the map. He doesn't really stand a chance, the poor little thing. I think he's going to get destroyed as soon as that Stalker manages to play catch up. Takes a little bit of a shortcut, or a long cut around the Vespene geyser, should I say. Will this probe survive? No, the poor little thing gets crushed. But he is met by 5 marines on the ramp and he doesn't want any of that. The shield's immediately going down for the Stalker and he's just keeping it outside the base of Diestar just to make sure nothing dodgy's coming his way. Swapping over the starport with the factory for that tech lab right now. A Banshee's being produced straight away, so he does want to go for that early mineral harassment by the looks of things. Ooh, I missed this helium play. It looks like he tried to poke in there, but must have met the Stalker and the sentry at the top of this ramp from Verdi, and he was denied any probe kills. So he has gone down into orange health with that, and he's just keeping it back for the time being, doesn't want to lose it. Second observer coming out for Verdi now, so that's good map awareness from him. He can just poke around the map with all these units. The one observer's heading in towards Diestar's base right now, and that Stalker's just still on the outskirts. Second barracks coming into play from Diestar, and he's flying that factory over just so he can whack that barrack straight down onto the bioreactor there so he can get more marines out early. The Banshee is in effect and heading towards Verdi's base, so let's see what this little thing can do. See if Michelle Rodriguez there can get any kills. Gets a couple of volleys off from a rocket on that Stalker. Just taking the shields down on that. I don't think he's going to manage to get the kill though. Stalkers are a little bit faster, so he's going to manage to get that away unscathed. Another round of Stalkers being warped in straight away from Verdi, knowing that this Banshee's coming down. He wants to get some defences up straight away. He doesn't want that thing taking out probe after probe, otherwise it's going to put him in a very detrimental position. We have a Twilight Council just completing up. In goes the Banshee, but he's going to be denied straight away by those 4 Stalkers. That's good awareness there from Verdi. He's just keeping it on his toes. No kills for that Michelle Rodriguez. She's just flying back home at the moment with half health, probably going to get that up repaired. And it looks like Verdi's going for an early expansion. This could pay off for him in the long game, as the economy boom will help him. But for the time being, if he were to be attacked by Diestar right now, he could have a little bit of a problem on his hands. That's quite a heavy bio force, and a Raven out for him at the moment. Command centre's about 75% complete in Diestar's base. He will be flying that over to his natural expansion anytime soon now. We have a factory sitting on a reactor, but no Hellions being produced. 2 Medivacs in production at the starport, so that's just going to bolster this bio force for Diestar. Upgrades wise, Stimpack is just about finishing up for Diestar, and concussive shells is on the way. We can see from the Twilight Council in Verdi's base, he is going for Blink and Charge Zealot, so he's going for that gateway heavy army. Doesn't seem to be wanting to rely on this robotics facility for much more than observers right now, which could prove a little bit problematic. If Diestar is going for this heavy bio play, he will need some Colossus out to be able to deal with that effectively. This Banshee's pushing back out after taking a repair now, going straight for that Stalker that's been harassing the outside of his base constantly, but Verdi straight away pulls that away yet again. Looking down into the expansion area of Verdi, that expansion is up and running now. The pylon coming into play and the probe transfer coming straight over. We have the Stalker watching this Xel'Naga watchtower and the Hellion watching this Xel'Naga watchtower. So both players keeping up their map awareness. Very good play to be aware of what's going on the map, especially in these lines of travel from the armies. The command centre is flying over into the natural position now, and we'll be starting to mine momentarily. I imagine mules are going to be dropping in like a bat out of hell. This bio force with the Medivacs from Diestar is looking quite formidable at the moment. When you compare it with the small gateway army of Verdi, if he was to make a push right now, Verdi would be in a lot of trouble. We have the 2 assimilators at the expansion, so he's definitely heavy on the gas production right now. That's probably because he's gone for this Templar Archives and he's going straight for Psionic Storm. If Diestar waits any longer and that Psionic Storm does come into play in the later game, it's going to be giving his bio army a hell of a lot of trouble. So it could be very advantageous for Diestar to be making a move right now and just pressure early, otherwise he's going to have a lot of trouble from that. The unsung hero, the factory driver, flying across the map. He is just going to plant himself down in the natural third though, so I don't know if that was just to scout it out or deny an expansion attempt there, or if he's just going to be building units in a proxy location towards Verdi's expansion. But the factory driver is safe for now, and he can go home to his children at the end of the day by the looks of things. This bio force is continuing to grow from Diestar, and he's just poking around this map. He has took out the the destructible rocks at this gold location, so he could be seeing a gold standard coming into play. Just hovering around his Xel'Naga watchtower right now, but he looks to be making a push down towards the natural area of Verdi. Looking at Verdi's force, he does have 3 or 4 High Templar in that mix, but they don't have enough mana just yet for the Psionic Storm, so this is very good timing push here from Diestar. If he does manage to get this, his big stim going into play, and this gateway army is just going to melt under the pressure of that bio force with stim. That Raven has been feedbacked and is almost dead, but I don't think Verdi's going to be able to hold this off. That second wave of warpins has just been crushed straight away from Diestar. Really didn't do much damage there at all, and he's just going to work on this. And the good game is called from Verdi. He knows there's no way he can come back into this game from that. This base would have fell, and he would have had 0 production coming out of this base up here, so good game was called. Well played by Diestar. I hope you've enjoyed this first StarCraft 2 commentary. I will be doing some more in today as well as the coming weeks, and hopefully a lot more in the future.